Top story here on Super 6, which is all the updates coming in on the Tamil Nadu elections. With months to go for the polls, as expected, the focus right now is on who's tying up with whom. All of the alliance strategies that's now firming up. Both the NDA and the India bloc are stepping up their political push. From high-voltage poll rallies to intense alliance negotiations, every major party is clearly now in full election mode. Let's break down for you what's unfolding in poll-bound Tamil Nadu first. We'll focus, in fact, from one alliance to another, starting with what's happening in the NDA. Who's a part of the NDA right now? And so we've got that comparison going for you. On one hand, the NDA has, of course, the BJP, the AIADMK, you have the AMMK, also the India bloc has the DMK. Now the Congress has also come on board, and then you have several other parties, whether it's the MDMK or the MNM, which is Makkal Needhi Mayyam, all on board with the India bloc. In the NDA, you have AMMK, Dinakaran was referring to, which was a big surprise there because the BJP managed to ensure all differences were buried. Then you have PMK. On this hand, for the India bloc, it's MDMK, led by Vaiko, who's always been a loyalist with the DMK, so no surprises there. VCK, Tol Tirumavallavan, is also part of the India bloc. GK Vasan, who also shared the platform with Prime Minister Modi in that rally last week. The Tamil Nadu Congress is also part of the NDA. So this is how it's stacked up. Both sides have ensured that everyone's coming together. There are, however, a few parties who are yet to pick sides. But then the question is whether they will be game changers. Let's talk about, for example, O Panneerselvam. What's happening with OPS? Where is he headed? There was talk that he's going to the DMK. He met with Chief Minister Stalin and then a couple of days ago made a comment where he essentially asked EPS to accept him. Remember that he was expelled from the AIADMK. Dinakaran has joined the NDA, has made up with EPS, and so OPS is left with very few options, which is why in all probability, he sought that return to the NDA fold. EPS, however, has made it very clear there's no place whatsoever for O Panneerselvam. And so there's a big question what happens to OPS. Is he really a factor in this election? You could contest that if the NDA is looking at a 1-2% vote share or bringing every possible player together, then yes.
அவர்கள் நினைத்தால் நினைத்தால் இன்றைக்கு எடப்பாடி பழனிசாமி கையில் யார் கையில் இருக்கு அவர் கையில் இருக்கு நாங்கள் இணைய வேண்டும் சொல்லியிருக்கோம் அதுலேருந்து மாறுபட மாட்டாங்க இணைய வேண்டும் என்ற கோரிக்கையை நீதிகளும் மாறுபட மாட்டாங்க அவரும் அந்த கருத்தை அங்கே வலியுறுத்தி நானே இணைந்தாலும் சொல்கிறேன் அவர் இணையும் சொன்னால் இணைஞ்சிடலாம்ல அந்த வேலையை செய்தால் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா முன்னேற்றத்தில் மாபெரும் வெற்றி அடையும்.
4 வருஷமாக கேட்டு தான் இருக்காரு. அதாவது ஏற்கனவே அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகம் பொதுக்குழு கூட்டத்தில் ஏகமனதாக எடுக்கப்பட்ட முடிவு. திரு ஓபிஎஸ் அவர்கள் அடிப்படை உறுப்பினர் நீக்கப்பட்டு விட்டார்.
எடப்பாடி எக்காரணத்தை கொண்டு அவரை சேர்க்க முடியாது. பொதுக்குழு உறுப்பினர்கள் 2500 பேர் சேர்ந்து அவங்கள நீக்கிருக்கோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி சொல்றாரு சார்.
கொஞ்சம் தள்ளி இல்லை மைக்கு வெளியே எடுங்க சார், கொஞ்சம் மைக்கு மட்டும் வெளியே எடுங்க.
Now there are several other players also currently in Tamil Nadu. Some of them are being referred to as the game changers. Then, of course, the first name that comes in is of Vijay, the TVK. Vijay is making his debut in politics. But there's no doubt that he's not someone that you can likely dismiss, considering Tamil Nadu's history of superstar netas. For Vijay, there's a new party, new hope in the polls. So what essentially happens is people are looking for an alternative, could look to him, and he has this massive outreach, huge star. So popularity already taken care of. Everyone knows him. The DMK, Vijay-Kant's party, captain's party, right now under the helm of Premalata Vijay-Kant's wife, capable of swaying votes in tight races, right now talking with both the DMK and the NDA, but could fall short of not having any alliance. Sashikala, you may think she's with the NDA because her nephew Dinakaran has joined. Not really. She's not officially part of the AMMK. She's not officially part of the AIADMK. So then why does she matter? Well, first, because of Amma's legacy and her connection with, in fact, Jayalalitha. There is also the other factor, which is that if you look at the Mugalator Tevar vote, the AIADMK strong suit, that could be cut in the sense that you've got Dinakaran now on board. So that is helping. But VK Sashikala is also a Tevar face. So they will have to ensure that if nothing, at least her endorsement comes through, because that will mean a great deal for the AIADMK in consolidating the Tevar vote, which did get cut in 2021. I'll bring in Apurva Jayachandran, who's joining us live from Chennai to break down what's happening in the NDA, because we're going to talk about both the NDA as well as the DMK alliance as well. Apurva, with in fact the DMK firming up its alliance with the Congress, for the NDA there's an added challenge here. Their strategy has been all about getting every possible party on board, but there's a big question mark over the likes of DMDK. There's a big question mark over where Sashikala or what she will say.
Well, that's right, Akshita. In fact, the NDA and the BJP's primary, reasoning right now is to ensure that the AIADMK faction, all of them who have been, fractured into tiny parties there, be it Sasikala, be it TTV's party, be it OPS party, all of them come together and have a, unanimous face. And that's the point that the BJP wants to drive to here with the AIADMK. We've seen time and again, sources telling there were talks that were led by TTV Dinakaran with OPS there, and OPS also equally inclined to join back into the AIADMK. He had gone ahead and stated that, if the AIADMK want to welcome him back, he is not going to say no, and he is more than welcome to join back into the party. But we've seen how strong and firm, the AIADMK's convener there, Edappadi Palniswamy, has gone ahead and said, no, there will not be any return for OPS. So that's a strong statement that, and in fact, it's an emotion that the BJP will have to work on, because if EPS and OPS do not come together, that is essentially going to be a break in terms of votes that AIADMK will be taking. We've already seen what TTV Dinakaran and EPS going ahead.
It's about consolidation ultimately for the NDA. That's their strategy of bringing every possible regional player and joining hands with them to ensure consolidation, a DMK versus rest battle of sorts. Thanks, Apurva, for those details. Let's talk about the DMK, where today now it's been finalized that the Congress is very much on board for an alliance with the DMK. All of that talk of whether they're going to be joining hands with the TVK, not really happening. And here's why. Looking at the track record of the Congress, they very much need the DMK. They need this alliance. Look at 2016. Those data numbers are on your screens there. They contested 41 seats. They won 8. Single-digit vote share of 7 to 8%. Essentially, they've had it good in Tamil Nadu, courtesy the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, because every time they've struggled to pull their weight, the DMK has helped them. Okay, let's discount 2016, considering that was a unique election. In 2021, where you had essentially a mandate in favor of the DMK alliance of 25 seats that were contested, 234 seats in Tamil Nadu, out of which only 25 were given to the Congress by the DMK. The number of seats they won was 18. Their vote share, 4.29%. Now, if you look at that number, you see a vote share of 4.29%, yet 18 seats won. That's because of clever election management and choosing the right seats, ensuring consolidation in those seats, which is what the DMK Congress did right. This time what we're hearing is, if in 2021 the Congress got 25, they could see a slight rise, maybe by 1 or 2 seats, nothing more than that. And of course, the Congress is trying to push for power sharing, which at this point looks highly unlikely. Sources in the DMK have said nothing doing, we will stick to the same formula. Let's get you details now of the terms and conditions that we've learned that's been agreed upon so far between the DMK and Congress.
The DMK and Congress finalized their alliance for the upcoming assembly elections. The deal was sealed after leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi met his DMK MP Kanimozhi in the national capital. While the alliance is finalized, seat sharing and power sharing remain unresolved. Congress MP Mukul Vasnik has been given the responsibility to finalize seat sharing with its alliance partner. In the 2021 assembly polls, the Congress contested 25 seats under the DMK-led Secular Progressive Alliance and won 18. This time, the Congress is pushing for a significant increase. The other sticking point will be power sharing in the southern state. The Congress is hopeful of getting cabinet berths if the alliance comes to power. But DMK remains adamant, sticking to its single-party government model under MK Stalin.
We have been meeting leaders from the Congress regularly, so it's nothing I know, out of the blue, and definitely this time it was about elections also. So that's the only difference. Both the party leadership are very clear about what they want.
DMK-Congress alliance is a long-standing alliance, and we all know that the alliance is dealt by the leadership, and Srimati Kanimozhi, the leader of the Congress, the leader of DMK in the parliament, and opposition leader Rahul Gandhi had a cordial meeting. And we hope that the negotiations continue in Chennai.
Though the alliance looked settled, seat negotiations could still test the partnership ahead of assembly polls. Bureau Report, India Today.
Okay, I'll bring in Anaga Keshav joining us live from Chennai with the latest of what's happening between the DMK and Congress. Anaga, a tune that's playing out in Delhi is all is well. Kanimozhi has met with Rahul Gandhi and that talks have kicked off between the two parties on a great note. And then you hear a completely different tune in Tamil Nadu where the likes of Manikam Tagore are continuing to push pressure either for power sharing or for choosing which seats go to whom.
That's right. In fact, there is a ticket fight that's happening in Madurai North that was started by Ko Talapati versus Manikam Tagore. Ko Talapati, in fact, had made a statement that was very insulting towards the Congress workers in that region. And for that, Manikam Tagore has stated that he's going to be raising it with Mallikarjun Kharge. And this time he says that it should be a Congress worker that should be contesting in Madurai North. Remember, it's a very important constituency, Madurai. This time, Congress Manikam Tagore says that he's directly going to be taking in with the AICC chief to ensure that it's a Congress worker that gets a seat. But again, what's happening in Delhi is that Rahul Gandhi and Kanimozhi have held that crucial meeting in Delhi. The sources have told us that it was an extremely cordial, very smooth meeting. But of course, the final seat sharing would at the end decided by CM Stalin and Rahul Gandhi. But the final takeaway of that meeting is that Congress is no matter what going to continue its alliance with DMK, number one. And number two, the Congress workers in Tamil Nadu should be treated better, with more respect, is a sort of request that Rahul Gandhi has placed to Kanimozhi.
All right, thanks very much, Anaga, for joining us with all of those details. We will track very closely what's playing out in Tamil Nadu.